as we get into the biggest game of the weekend, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is Notre Dame, number 5 Notre Dame at Ohio State. Set the table just a little bit. Ohio State leads the all-time series 4-2, but Ohio State has won the last 4 in a row, dating back to 1935, 1936, which I think is outstanding. They've won 27 straight home openers. I guess for me, Geoff, right off the top, I'm looking across at Notre Dame, who's got what I think is the biggest game on their schedule, certainly the biggest away game on their schedule. What do you think it's going to take for them to walk out of the shoe with a W?
Defense, right? I mean, they're going to have to play good defense. I mean, like, it's the simplest way to put it. I mean, I know Ohio State had a bunch of wide receivers that went to the NFL, but guess what? They have more wide receivers on their roster going to the NFL, right? They have C.J. Stroud. They have an offensive line that is a little underwhelming at times for my like, but they're very athletic. They're always athletic. They always move guys off the ball. They have great running backs. And so to me, it's can you keep Ohio State under 35 points? I'm not quite sure Notre Dame can score 35 points. I know Ohio State's defense at times gets suspect, but they have a brand new defense, new defensive coordinator. They're going to be more multiple. We saw them lose to Oregon last year early in the season. They were just static on defense. Oregon knew what they were going to do. No longer going to happen with Jim Knowles. So they're going to have a different flavor on defense. We know they can rush the passer always. So to me, it's about, can Notre Dame score 35 points as well? And I'm not sure, RJ.
I think that's an interesting point you brought up about Ohio State being static on defense last year. And one of the things that we overlook as casual college football fans is the importance of having a defense that is not just multiple, but can give you a whole bunch of different looks. And if you're able to do that in year one as Jim Knowles against a new starter in Tyler Buckner, you certainly are going to be able to give the Ohio State Buckeye defense an edge. I want to add in there, they're adding a grad transfer from Oklahoma State at safety in Tanner McAllister, who's very familiar with Jim Knowles' 4-2-5. But I'm really also interested in how much we're going to see Tommy Rees be able to help Tyler Buckner with that offensive line, in that Jarrett Patterson is questionable. He probably will play. We'll see. But do you think it's important that he plays or doesn't play against Ohio State in this season opener?
Well, yeah, of course it's important if he plays. Look, Notre Dame's offensive line last year had their issues, which is surprising because we haven't seen that for so many years now. But they were young, man. They had injuries. Like, they should be better this season, right? They absolutely should be better. And so I think if you're counting on them to make that big improvement, they should have that improvement this season. And again, when you go into the shoe, it's important. We saw last year, Oregon ran the ball really well. They controlled the tempo of the game. They controlled the physicality of the game. That plays a big role, obviously, in winning and losing. So Notre Dame has to do all these things to come out. Again, Oregon did everything they had to do to win last season. They checked all the boxes. It all happened for them. Can Notre Dame do the exact same thing? They can, but I'm just not sold Notre Dame this year in general. I think they're a little overrated. I'm just not quite sure where all the playmakers are to put themselves in the top 5 to start the season. Marcus Freeman's a brand new coach, right? First time doing this as a head coach. It seems to be no one questions that part of this equation when it comes to Dan Lanning and Oregon. It's first time head coach, Georgia, man. It seems to be no question here about Marcus Freeman. I don't know why not. It's his first time. I know he coached the bowl game, but first time having an entire program to himself for the entire offseason, game playing for Ohio State. And so I think for me, there's question marks there about his first opportunity now to have his own team. That's, I think, a valid question with Notre Dame.
I hear you on that. And I guess I would counter with Marcus Freeman. He's been a part of the program in a way that Dan Lanning was not at Oregon last year. He also has an offensive coordinator who knows him, and he knows. And Al Golden is not new to Marcus Freeman, to say nothing of the kind of defense that Marcus Freeman has been able to put on the football field. However, I do agree with you in that this is not just his first actual year to be head coach. This is the first big-time football game for which he's going to have to coach, and he's got this added emotional burden of this being his alma mater, where he was an outstanding linebacker and really got his first opportunity to be a coach as a grad assistant. So I hear you on that, in that we should probably be questioning more of what Marcus Freeman is capable of and how many X factors there are. But to that end, what do you think Ohio State has to do offensively to prove to the rest of us that they can play in the national championship this year in this game against Notre Dame?
Well, to me, it's not offensively, man. It's defensively. Like, the offensively, they're going to be fine. Like, they're going to be okay. they're going to score 35 to 42 to 45 points every single game. Yeah, they're going to have some where the off game where they don't, but I expect them to score 35 points. Like, to me, it's not about what they do on offense. We know they can play offense. CJ Stroud should be even better with another year of experience, right? Again, they have great wide receivers, great running backs, good offensive line. They're going to be fine offensively. In game one, they're going to have, again, months to prepare for Notre Dame. They're going to know exactly how to attack them. They're going to have the trick plays up. They're going to have cool things in week one. To me, it's the defense. The defense. Can their defense be better this season? Can they be multiple? Can they get off the field? Can they force turnovers? Like things they weren't so good at, so good doing last year. That to me is the key to their season. Defense.
Should be an outstanding game for Zach Harrison, Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau, and the likes to Roger Mitchell in the middle to prove that defense is outstanding. Thank you for watching the #1 college football show. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss any of the best college football coverage in America.